We are pulling back the curtain on the keto community. Join us today on this episode of Candidly with Coffee while I talk to my friend Natalie Levy, and we dive into some juicy gossip from behind the scenes and so much other stuff that we catch up on. It's a very interesting episode. If you're interested in things like hacking your health, you're going to want to tune in, but there's also some juicy gossip, so stay tuned. You look cute.
Yeah, I have to go to work after this.
Oh, very interesting. Speaking of work, I want to start off right off the bat. I have a question for you.
Okay.
What is like a skincare product that you cannot live without?
Tallow.
If you had to pick one product.
Tallow.
What is tallow? Isn't that like fat?
It is. So I am working behind the scenes here so I've tried a few tallow products from like organic skincare companies, like from Texas and Kentucky. And you can't imagine all the like skincare benefits you get from using tallow fat on your skin. It is
Wow.
pure like amazingness. I'm going to have to show you some before and after pictures of all of these dark spots that I have like all over my face in a 3-week comparison. Pretty wild.
Is it like a cream?
It's like a balm.
A balm.
It's like a balm. Like it can come like like one of those little small canisters. It can come like in like a lipstick form, but it's a balm, and you pretty much use it all over your face and neck because your neck is a part of your face, right? So
Yeah.
you use it face and neck, and it has been game changer.
Wow. Well, see, this is why I asked you that question, because I thought you were going to say like moisturizer, serum, like something totally common. But see, this is why it's nice to have an expert.
Serum too, right? I say serum before moisturizer anytime. Like any day of the week, I would choose serum over moisturizer because moisturizer doesn't penetrate the skin. Serum does. But tallow actually penetrates 7 layers into your dermis compared to the average serum.
Oh, I'm going to have to get my hands on some tallow.
I'm going to send you some links when we're done.
All right. Well, welcome in, you guys. I have Natalie, and I got to give you guys a background. We need to share a background with the listeners because we met, I don't even know how many years ago now on Instagram.
It's like 8 years ago. Like 8 or 9. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
8 years
I
ago.
think it was. Isn't that insane?
Insane.
That is crazy.
I was following you way before I even reached out to you for the first time. I reached out to you because then I found out you were Portuguese. I was like, oh, I gotta reach out.
How funny. How did you find out? Just by me? Did I mention it or something?
You had mentioned it in your stories.
Oh my gosh,
like,
that's too funny.
I have to reach out.
What was I promoting back then? Why did you start following me?
I started following you for weight loss. Because I got extremely heavy. And then I started following you because of that. And I started losing weight. And then I reached out to you and you took me under your wing. And I think I lost like 35 pounds.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think I have your transformation somewhere like on my website or something. That's when I was doing like keto plans, right?
Yeah,
man, I've come a long way.
But I have to say, I've lost so much more now quicker with the macros than I did before. Even though like I lost a lot of weight then, I feel like it's so much easier now doing like this macro counting. Like I don't know, it's different. It is.
Well, I like macro.
It's great.
The reason why I like macros is because I like to eat all the things. I don't want someone to tell me what I can and cannot eat. I want to just figure out how to eat the things I love within boundaries, basically.
Sure.
And still, so that's why I kind of, and we're going to get into that because I want to go into, so we basically you found me for keto. you at that point, did you kind of get into the keto world once I put you on keto, and then you kind of just went like
I did.
skyrocket on the keto
I
space?
just I just went for it, right? I completely got engulfed in this whole community, which
Mm-hmm.
was great, right? Because,
Mm-hmm.
community I feel like community is guidance, right? And in
Yeah.
some shape or form, everyone has something different and new that you've never heard of or saw. So, yeah, kind
Yeah,
of
I
ran with
think that
that.
we thrive on community. I think people look for community, and that's why you see like these groups form, because it's the same way you find relationships and significant others. You usually bond on a similarity. And that's why, I
Yeah.
mean, obviously you reached out to me. Why? Because you bonded
Yeah,
on a similarity because we were from the same culture, right? So
exactly.
that's why
Sure.
communities form. So that is kind of like how it went with keto. And then you kind of, it was like the student teaches the teacher kind of thing, because then you kind of went crazy in the keto community. I was still doing kind of keto plans, and you kind of brought me under your wing and introduced me to like a lot of people in the keto space at that time as well. I mean, this was like years ago now.
You were filled with so much information that everybody needed to know who you were and what you were all about.
Yeah, you're the best. But you know what? I have to admit, like I didn't. I joined the community, and I quickly backpedaled out of the community. I wasn't really happy with a lot. I felt like it was very high school. Did you experience that?
Yes, I did. I did. Like after that, I think that was one of the biggest problems. It was high school relationship. It was just, yeah, it was really hard it was hard. It was a very sticky time
You
too, towards
froze.
the end of this whole keto journey for me. It was
Yeah.
sticky.
Yeah.
And it's like no one was there to help one another. It was a
Uh-huh.
competition. It was a battle of the behind the scene of the computer of,
Mm-hmm.
very nasty people that had opinions when I don't know. I feel like everyone has their own journey, and I think that people need to back off and be
Yeah.
quiet. And just if you don't like it, there's like this little button, and you can unfollow people.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
it
It's just
did. It
like
become very, very childish.
I mean, there's always going to be that in whatever community. There's always going to be that,
Yeah,
because I was in like the
for sure.
fitness community for a while, like the competitor community, and there's a lot
Oh,
of drama in that.
I've heard
Yeah, because
that. I've heard,
your
especially
son
with
is going to
Devin.
kind of enter
Hmm.
into that space, because I know he's in the has bodybuilding aspirations, but so you're going to
Yes.
get that everywhere. But I feel like I couldn't believe it. It was like adult
Yeah.
people like acting like high school. And honestly, I actually went to the KetoCon. I loved KetoCon, actually. I mean, I had a good time with the people that I did connect with, and I'm still connected with some of the people to this day that I met through KetoCon, but also I experienced some kind of like negativity through that piece, or I kind of like a behind the curtains of certain influencers that you have this perception of from following them, and then you meet them and they don't live up to that perception.
That's
Did you
big.
experience
That
that?
happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. How different you see someone's life through social media compared to how they are in person. That was a big thing too. So that KetoCon trip that we all went together,
Mm-hmm.
I realized so many things that were wrong about the community
Mm-hmm.
than things that were right about the
Right.
community.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you have
Yeah.
to see it in person. And I think we spoke about that. I think we walked away from that and we were like,
Whoa. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. For one, I felt like I saw a lot of people who were living a pretend keto life,
oh my God.
and presenting themselves the way they looked and the way they acted totally different on
Mhm.
Instagram. But you know what? It was a good learning experience for me, because it was just more, it solidified how important it was for me to always be authentically myself on social media. Because
Exactly.
I never wanted to have an experience with somebody that walked away from meeting me that had some of those same feelings that I had after KetoCon.
Right. No, I understand. And it's funny because when I met you for the first time, there was no difference in how I saw you offline to how I saw you in person. Everything matched all
Yeah.
the way through. There was no difference in you
Yeah,
on the
same.
phone,
Same with
on
you. I
Zoom,
mean,
in person.
8 years later, that's why we're still friends. I mean, fast forward, you founded me on social media. Then we went to KetoCon together. We've gone to several trips together. So we spent time in Texas. We spent time in Florida together in twice on two separate occasions and then Miami. So, our relationship has stood the test beyond the
Yes.
social media boundaries. But
Yes.
of course, that's because we connected online, but we were the same people in person, or else that
In
would not have
person.
happened.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I think it's funny because
Exactly.
people they'll always be like surprised, like, oh, you're friends with, like, you still talk to Natalie, or you're friends with, like, no, like, we're like friends, not social media friends.
Exactly.
It
Exactly.
graduated.
Exactly. Exactly. We're more than just social media friends. It's true. And I can't say that about anyone really that I have met on here, really. Like, I mean, just a few of you that I have met,
Yeah.
throughout the years that I still talk to, because the community is not the same anymore.
No.
Keto's not the same anymore.
Nope.
Period. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that for me, keto is not sustainable. It
Right.
could be for everyone else, that's fine. But for me, it's
Mm-hmm.
not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
feel
it's
like this is sustainable for me.
right, right, and it's okay to be knowledgeable and like understand carbs and what they can do and the harm they can cause if you abuse them. But
Mhm.
the portion of something is what makes the poison of something. So it's
Right.
about understanding and not necessarily vilifying anything. Another thing that I noticed from the community was I felt like it was a way for people to excuse, a way for people to excuse overeating as long as they avoided carbs. That's what I witnessed, and that's where I
I
felt like,
witnessed that too. Yeah.
yeah. And I felt like when I went to KetoCon, I realized, like, wait a minute, like, I'm not, when you go to a conference or convention of people that are, there for health reasons, longevity and health, which is what we're going to get into with you on your new venture here soon. But you expect there to be an essence of health in the room and walking around, but that was the minority, what
It
I
was.
felt. And I felt like even people that presented themselves on social media with very large followings, they were not what they showed on social media, and it kind of gave me like a bad taste of the community. And you know that because I was very honest with you afterwards. I was like,
Mhm.
oh man, like, this
I
is
think we
not,
walked away from day one. So it was 3 days, right? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I think we both walked away on day one. And I think in the Uber, you looked at me and you were like,
what's happening here.
shocked.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I'm like,
what is happening here? This is not what
yeah.
I
And I said
expected.
to you, and I remember saying a few names off the top of my head, and you were like,
Yeah.
do you know this person to be this way online?
Yeah.
And you were like, no. So I
Yeah.
wasn't crazy. So you know what
No.
I mean? It was,
Yeah, I know. And I was just completely, it was kind of like it burst my bubble a little bit. And I had to kind of
yes.
like rethink things after that in terms of, I don't know. I literally kind of disassociated myself and kind of went on an island of my own, kind of doing my own things. And then obviously I started, venturing out into what my offering was and not just focusing on keto. And I started to realize that it wasn't sustainable. It
Right.
just wasn't. And I predicted the mass exodus.
You did. I remember that day like it was yesterday.
So do
Yes.
you know of a lot of people that have kind of like were keto, that they were like keto whatever, and they changed their names and stuff
Oh
on
my
Instagram?
God. 80% of this community is not who they were originally. Like
Mm-hmm.
name on the gram, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So many people. There is because a lot of people would incorporate the word keto in
Right.
their handle.
Yeah.
80% of those people, they are no longer keto in their handle. Yes, there's still a few. I do
Uh-huh.
see a few. Like, it's funny because there's a new community of keto people. It's not as big as it was. So I was able to meet
What's the
them.
why do I see
I don't
balloons?
know. Did you just see that?
Yeah.
Are you sending me balloons, girl?
It is no secret to you guys by now how much I love my One Up Nutrition supplements. They are a part of my daily routine, from the daily cleanse and the gut health plus that help keep my digestion on point, to their protein powders that I incorporate into so many different recipes. The ISO protein is very easy to digest and only 110 calories per scoop. The whey protein is delicious. The flavors are so good and always have little extra crunchy cookie pieces in them that just take the flavor to the next level. Their powders, like the Pure Rebuild and the pre workout, are a staple in my daily workout routine. Their flavors are amazing. I'm alcohol free these days, but I swear when I drink some of these flavors from One Up, I actually feel like I'm having a delicious mocktail. Their products are third party tested, so you know what you're getting. They're made in the USA. If you use code Jeanine at checkout for a discount, that's JEANINE.
So I see like a new little clique of community of keto new people, and I'm like, oh wow, like is this a thing, but very far and few. And
Mm-hmm.
hey, this diet, maybe it works for some people, and
Right. Now, do you notice that there are some big keto pages that still proclaim keto, but do you know that do you know of any that claim they're keto? They have big pages, but they are not practicing keto behind
oh yeah,
closed doors.
several. Funny
Right.
that you should say that. So I follow a big account
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram, which I actually don't follow anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So this big account got tagged in an outside binge eating picnic at the beach. That tag was up for like 2 minutes, and I just so happened to catch it, and and it was gone. It was gone. And I was like,
Oh.
oh my God, because these people are making money off of their accounts portraying
Mm-hmm.
to be
Mm-hmm.
like these huge influencers that are strict keto, and you suck because you're doing this, and you suck
Mm-hmm.
because you're doing that, and you should be doing this. And they make money on
Very
this.
judgy. Yes.
And they're not even doing what they
Right.
say they're doing.
No, I see. I know it. I know of
And when I saw
there.
that beach post, I was like, look at this. I should have recorded it, but I,
Mm-hmm.
I,
I
I
actually
didn't.
suspect there's a large keto account of someone that has had a keto account but still always struggled with weight and has randomly lost a significant amount of weight. And I suspect the
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Let me
right?
tell you something. Let's talk about that for a second. Oh, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to
Oh,
say
but
it.
you're going to say it.
I'm going to say it. Because I'm seeing a lot of people doing it, and they're like, I am so proud of myself. I am so proud of myself. What?
Uh huh.
I cannot wrap my hands around it. Proud of yourself that you lost 75, 80, 90, 100 pounds. You're injecting yourself
Yeah.
weekly, and you will
Yeah.
continue to do so because you will not be able to see yourself any other way because you will gain this weight back. It's inevitable
Exactly. Well, that's what the
because you're not
statistics are showing.
eating.
Right.
Yeah, you're not eating. It is. I have a good friend of mine. She lost 80 pounds She stopped. She's gaining it all back because A, she doesn't know how to eat. B, she's not exercising.
Right.
She there's no like, oh, she's lost muscle. I mean, there's just so many things
Yeah.
that are wrong. And guess what she's going to do now? She's going to go back to doing
She's,
this. Oh,
yeah, that's
I'm going
going
to
to
try it
create an
again. I'm going to try
addiction.
it again, but it's an addiction. I'm going to
Hmm.
incorporate better habits. There is no incorporating better habits. This stuff
Hmm.
doesn't allow you to eat. You're not eating. So you see their plates, you see what they're eating. They're not eating anything. How is
Mm-mm.
that sustainable? Ugh.
And I think people, they have the best intentions. I do believe that people start those medications with the best intentions of incorporating those habits. But I'm going to tell you right now, when you are consuming under 1,000 calories a day, your best intentions go right out the freaking door. The last thing
They
you want to do is
do.
work out. The last thing you want to eat when you're nauseous is protein. It's just not sustainable.
It's
And
not sustainable.
I at least have respect for people who are in the space and they're honest about it. When there are people that
Right.
are, but what I have a problem with is there are people in the space who make money off of the way they eat and meal plans and workout programs on how to achieve my body, but they are not disclosing that they are taking medication to achieve the body.
They
That
are, and
is,
there's many accounts that are doing it.
there are many.
Many. And if you're a good watcher, which I know you are, you have noticed some of these
Oh, I know.
huge, huge pages.
Let me tell you,
I'm watching. I
I
can
can
see it.
spot it. I can spot it a mile away. Listen, I have been coaching women on weight loss for 8, 9 years, almost 10 years, thousands of women. I know how weight loss looks. I know how it goes. I know how fat loss looks and body composition changing. I can tell when there is a change. When I've been watching someone on social media, I've been following them for years. I can spot it immediately. Like, boop, that person
No, I
started
bet.
taking a GLP-1.
Oh,
Immediately. Like,
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I've been noticing one other huge, huge account. She's not keto, but she's like a low carb account,
mm-hmm,
and I'm watching her. Mm-mm, mm-mm,
mm-hmm,
mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
yeah.
And okay, that's fine, but I feel bad for all the other women out there that are just struggling, and I don't know.
I know. I do
It
feel
makes me
bad.
sad.
It does. It's hard because I just feel bad that, for one, I'm conflicted with the Ozempic and all of that. I am conflicted. I'm not totally against it for everybody,
For
but
everybody. I
for
agree with you
everybody
100%.
because I like my mom who was, had all these health issues, obese and all these issues, like she might have made it, maybe added some years to her life there if we were
Her
able to
life,
get
yeah.
her
I
intake under
agree.
control. If
I
your
agree.
comorbidities are putting you at a higher risk than it is to take the shot, then I would say go for that. But the people that are using it for vanity and then capitalizing on the results but without disclosing how they got their results,
Exactly.
that's what I have a
That's
problem
the
with. And I see
irritating
it.
part of all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. And
And I
that's what I
see
see.
it.
That's what I see a lot of. And I see, and it just happens, it kind of coincides with keto because I do see a lot of people in like the keto space that they
Yeah.
made their bones off keto. Then they were not able to sustain their weight loss because usually this is how it went. They had a massive transformation off of the keto diet, built a following because of their massive transformation from keto. Then they started making money off of that following. Then what happened is they started gaining the weight back and hiding the weight regain behind the scenes. Okay.
Happens all the time.
Panicked about their livelihood, taking the Ozempic, Manjaro, whatever, to get the weight off to continue their livelihood without being transparent. And that is what I'm seeing. And that is where I have a problem.
Seeing.
That's a
That is
serious
what I'm
ethics
seeing.
problem. Yeah.
That is
sure.
exactly what I'm seeing.
Mhm.
Exactly. And I'm seeing it in all shapes. Keto, low carb. I'm
Yeah.
seeing it in all different shapes.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of
just
like, listen, I put myself in that same position. So last year I was in menopause and had, as soon as I hit menopause, my thyroid got jacked up and I was in hypothyroidism. I hadn't really been weighing myself. I started to feel a little fluffy and I weighed myself finally and I had gained 15 pounds. When you're like on social media, like you know as well as I know, you can hide weight pretty easily. Like I didn't have to disclose that. And I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that for a second that I didn't think, maybe I should just jump on some quick weight loss drugs and get this weight off.
I think we've all been there.
It literally thought, what if I just do it real quick just to get it off? And I won't tell anybody and they'll never know that I put on weight. Number one, thought about that for like a second. Then number two, I tried to convince myself that, this would be a good learning experience. I'll take the medication and then I will be able to talk about what it's like to take it and what it's like to come off of it and all of that, which somewhat could be valid if I was totally transparent about it. But again, it went against what I say my thoughts are on the medication. It should not be used for vanity weight. And I had vanity weight. I had 15 pounds on me. That's vanity weight. That's striking distance. You can get that off pretty quickly if you're consistent. So I put those things out of my head. And instead, I went the ethical way and came out with it. Listen, I gained weight. This is what I look like right now. I'm on menopause, have hypothyroidism. Let's try to get it off. And I went public with it. I didn't take any medications. I didn't, do any of that.
I mean, you just worked hard.
Yeah.
People don't want to work hard anymore either.
You've always been honest. Too, You've always been honest. You're in that space. You make low carb food, and you were in the keto space for a while, and you've always been forthcoming when, hey, you guys, I put on some weight, need to get it off. It's not that hard to be authentic.
I posted that whole I posted the whole listen. Like I was keto, I came off, I gained 30 pounds, I'm starting over. I mean, how can you not? And then plus I was cooking. So I had to cook. I had to show what I was cooking. I was eating pasta, bread. I mean, all the things, right? How could you not be black and white with it?
Did you ever get anybody contacting you saying like, I thought you were keto when they see you post carbs?
That always saved me. My handle never said keto. It always said love, celebrate, and bloom. So I've never been like, other than in my bio, I had keto with an avocado. So I've had people contacting me and say, "Oh, you're eating carbs again? All I see is you cooking with carbs, blah blah blah." And I'm, what are you gonna do? Yeah, I'm not doing keto right now. Sorry. So now it's like, I haven't posted since December. So I just recently started posting when I came back from Hack Your Health. I'm like, all right, I'm going to start posting again. So now you're going to see a different type of posting from Natalie. Now it's I still do eat carbs. I still do eat carbs. My sweet potatoes, I will have half a baked potato, but I'm making sure that it fits like in my macros. You know what I mean? So I'm doing everything that you've taught me along the way to do. Yeah. I am reaching my 100 grams of protein. I'm going over now. I'm at 115.
Good for you. I'm a proud coach over here. That was hard. I know.
So I'm trying. I signed up for the gym.
I am very proud of you. What did I tell you? I kind of gave you like a little lecture.
I signed up.
Yeah, but that's a first step. I lectured you the last time we spoke. Like, listen.
Yes,
it's
did.
Time.
So I signed.
Get in the gym. No more excuses.
No excuses. So I'm going to go. So Thursday is going to be my first day in the gym. However, though, I'm doing my steps. I'm doing my 10,000 steps every day that you told me. So sometimes I don't hit 10, but I'm in the 9s. So
you're getting there though.
So
that's
then
good.
The next day, I kind of try to push for a little bit more to offset the day
gold
before.
Standard. The gold standard is macros and protein, a step goal, and then getting in some resistance training. That's their gold standard for longevity. And what I always say, actually, Mike says this a lot. He's like, I want you to think about like your 70-year-old self. Is your
Yeah.
70-year-old self going to look at Natalie today and say, hey, Natalie, thank you. Thank you for what you did for me, because now I'm walking, I'm playing with my grandkids, I'm really happy.
Exactly.
Or is she going
Exactly.
to say, is Vava going to say, Natalie, what did you do? What did you do to me?
I love
I'm in
that,
my
Bobo.
walker. I can't play with my grandkids. This is not good,
True. It's
So
true.
you have
It
to,
is so true.
because we can't look back. So we can't think about what we've done in the past and where we could be. We have to look into the future and think,
Right.
would that future self be proud? So
It's true.
that's what we're
It's
working
true.
on. You guys, I am just busy these days. And on these busy days, MegaFit Meals comes in clutch. They keep me on track with their macro balanced meals. They have delicious options. All you have to do is heat and serve. They're constantly updating their menu. They even have some treats. The best part about it is there is no subscription required. You simply order online. They ship nationwide. You've got to give them a try. Use code Jeanine for a discount. That's JEANINE. So now that you are, obviously, we have our feelings about the keto community and all of that. Now, a lot of the great people in the keto community that were there for the right reasons and really just people that are interested in longevity and health and wellness, they kind of now have transitioned into a new community that you are a part of now. And I know that I
Yeah.
spotted you on a conference. I saw you on Instagram and I thought, I got to reach out and see what this is all about, because I like even the name. I love it. Hack Your Health. So tell me about Hack Your Health.
Hack your health. So Robin, as you know, Robin,
Mm-hmm.
she is the owner and CEO of Hack Your Health. So it used to be called KetoCon. And for many years, she has been trying to change the space, I think for like the last 3 years. So she finally did just that. So if you go to look for KetoCon, you no longer see it. It's Hack Your Health. And it did say buy KetoCon because she didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to get rid of it completely.
Right.
But this is like a biohacking like conference at its finest. Like you're not walking through there eating a bunch of cookies and chips and snacks that have artificial sweeteners and
Mm-hmm.
like all, you're not seeing like any of this
Right.
just junk. I mean, even though all of those vendors all fell in guidelines, because she had
Mm-hmm.
specific guidelines for vendors, especially
Mm-hmm.
food vendors. So she was very, very picky on who she allowed in, to
Mm-hmm.
the event, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But now you don't see any of that. We saw
Mm-hmm.
one cookie company, one chip company, which you have to try,
I
called
want to try those
Masa.
chips. Yeah.
Delicious. And then everything else was just farms:
Yeah.
sausage, steak, bacon.
And
That's it.
wasn't there a lot of things that you could do, like machines and
That's
I don't
the
know, different
thing.
things?
It's all it's machines. You could have did so OsteoStrong was there. I don't know if I told you about
Yeah. Yeah.
OsteoStrong. So
There's one here
OsteoStrong was
locally.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we have 4 of them in Orlando. So it's like full body workout in less than
Yep.
15 minutes. I mean, we did it. I woke up the next day. My core was on fire. Like I couldn't even laugh. It hurt. It was
Mm-hmm.
pretty crazy. But like Align Mat was there. Like there were so many things you could try. Like
Mm-hmm.
Cortiva was there. I mean, I'm sorry, Roxiva was there. So many amazing things that will blow
Mm-hmm.
your mind
Would you
were
say
part.
the most amazing, that like jaw dropping, that you thought, wow, I can't even believe, like which one thing gave you that experience?
So the 2 things that I loved the most. I mean, I loved so many things, but the 2 things that I loved the most, and they were. Did you see that?
Who's at your house? What?
I don't know.
I think it's like reacting to the words you're saying, like it's celebrating, or
Maybe.
whenever you say, I love
Maybe.
the most, and you see balloons. I
I
don't know.
love the most. So like they were doing DEXA scans for $60. And that I thought was like
Did you do
pretty
one?
cool. I didn't because like they're on a schedule. You're
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah.
oh, so Robin set up an app. So you
Mm-hmm.
had an app for Hack Your Health. So you were able to see everything that was happening
Oh,
every
I
single
love
day
that.
and every time, cooking demos, just keynote speakers,
Mm-hmm.
groups, like all different things were happening at once, and you had an app and you were able to set up your schedule and
Mm-hmm.
like book things. And I didn't get to book a DEXA scan, which I kicked myself in the butt for not doing.
Yeah, that
However,
would have been good data.
Roxiva was there, and that was my favorite,
So what was that?
hands down.
Explain.
It's so hard to explain. So it's pretty much, it's a light, and you kind of like lay in a bed and it actually goes over your head and it flashes white. But when you're laying there and you have these headphones on, you're listening to spa music, what you're seeing on your end with your eyes closed is like you're looking in a kaleidoscope full of colors, different colors, and it matches whatever session you've picked. Like I chose a rebirth session. So for me, like, I don't even know how to explain to
Is it like
you
a
how I
meditation
felt.
type of thing?
Meditation. It's
Oh,
meditation, and it's all different types of like meditation. If you're sad, there's a happy. There's several different happy ones. If you're tired,
like a
there's
guided
energy sessions
meditation with lights.
with lights. Like you're looking in a kaleidoscope of all lights. And I felt like when I got up from that tape, 6 minutes, you could do 6 minutes, 10, 15, 30, an
Uh-huh.
hour. When I got up from that table, like my sides of my eyes were like wet because I was crying. Like my whole eyes were like filled with water. Like I wanted to
Wow.
bust out crying. Like I, I felt like I was going through like it felt like I was going through my mom's birth canal. And like at the end of the birth canal, like I kept seeing my dad laughing and like laughing
Oh
with
my,
someone else. It was the most, and as you know, I lost my dad. So
yeah.
to me, it was like I did it on Sunday. I wish I would have tried it on Friday because I probably would have did it every day until I came
Do
home.
they use it as like therapy, like grief
Therapy for people,
therapy and
yes. People that have ADHD, people that have like any post-traumatic stress disorder. It is like I'm nothing I've ever have seen before.
yeah. See, I love stuff
Ever.
like that. So what was
People
the
were
name of
getting
it?
up. It's called Roxiva. I'll send you a link.
Is
His
it
name's
like
Gabriel.
um a product you can purchase, or is it a place that you go and they're located?
So it's both, actually.
Oh,
It's
okay.
both. You could actually, I mean, spa owners could actually purchase these systems and
Oh,
have them in their
gotcha.
spa
Okay.
and do that as, as an
Yeah.
addition to what they currently do. There's a few locations in New York City. They're moving to Florida.
Wow.
So there'll be locations here. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be in the medical field to be able to purchase one and own one and use one in the
Very cool.
privacy of your own home. But Ben Greenfield as one, I mean, so many big influencers in this space were on this table and they were getting up crying, like
Wow.
literally bawling out crying. And it was like pretty intense to kind of see these people like just like one of the girls got up. She, she just got up and she was like, "Oh my God, that was amazing. I enjoyed this so much." And then, like, I don't know, like in a matter of like 10 seconds, she's like, "I was never accepted as who I am. No one ever accepted me." And like she just started like bawling. Like you just wanted to go over to her and give her a hug. I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
it was crazy. I mean, I have videos of all this stuff because I was also recording content for Robin while I was there at the
Very
event.
cool.
And it was just pretty amazing to see like all of these things, like giving back to the community, things that people can use other than medication to help them
Right.
along whatever it is they're going through.
Yeah. So
And I
like
just,
therapies and
it was, yeah, it was.
did, did they have like things like red light therapy and cold
They did red light
plunges and
therapy, the new
mhm.
red light therapy sticks that are on the market now. They had them there, so you can try all different types of red light therapy. They had sauna bags with red light therapy for the body. You could try
Mhm.
cold plunges. There was oh my God, there was so much stuff to try. It was just
I
out of this
love that.
world. The
I
panels of
love that.
speakers were incredible.
What types of
Incredible.
what types of speakers? Like what were the topics that they
So
spoke about?
interesting to tell you that. So Amy Horniman was there, which
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed her. She actually sells supplements, and I purchased a bunch of supplements from her.
Mm-hmm.
And she has like the clean Ozempic. Oh, look, they want you to see Amy Horman. You saw
I
that?
know. Yeah, there's got to be
What's
somebody
going
else
on
here with
here?
us on this little show.
So,
A clean Ozempic?
yeah,
A
because it's
GLP-1?
not Ozempic, right?
Okay, yeah.
It's a it's like a she calls it the, oh my God, metabolic fixer, I think is what she calls
Oh,
it.
mm-hmm.
And it's like all natural ingredients. It has Himalayan salt, potassium, black pepper, saffron,
Yeah,
and
there's some things popping up on the market that are supposed to stimulate your GLP-1 hormone naturally because that's the hormone that quiets the food
naturally.
noise in the brain. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is
Mm-hmm.
what she has. So she's there. So she was a keynote speaker, and it was great listening to her. There's a lot of carnivore, like,
Mm-hmm.
people in this space. So I was
Mm-hmm.
able to sit down on the carnivore panel with Steak and Butter Gal. I was able to watch her and
Mm-hmm.
several others. And I don't know how I would be able to do that, but I tell you this, I walked away from there saying, I should do carnivore. I'm like, should I do carnivore? Can I
No.
do carnivore? But I'm just like, when you're listening to like all of these
Yeah.
different people, I mean, the space was interesting. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It was just so much information
Yeah.
and just so many new things that you're just like,
Yeah, sometimes it's a little like
interesting.
over information overload at those kind of things. What I always tell people when it comes to going to conferences or speaking engagements is take it all in and then just kind of like cherry pick two or three things from the event that you can execute on.
Exactly.
That way you actually are getting
Exactly.
something back. You are getting a return on your
Exactly.
investment from the attendance.
On your investment. It
Right.
is
Because I
so
think
true. And I was able
sometimes,
to get that at that
yeah,
event, like
because
with
I think a
everything,
lot
with
of
all
times
the speakers, with it. Yeah, I definitely.
people think that like they need to go to those events and they need to take in everything and do everything and learn about everything that they watched and saw and go do it all. And that is, you'll crash and burn and you will get nothing.
Yeah, no,
It's like,
no, you're absolutely right.
yeah, pick a
No,
nugget.
you're
So what
right.
would
But
you
it was just
say?
interesting to hear,
What
them
would you say is
all
your
like,
nugget? Then what is your nugget? If you could pick one thing that you learned from Hack Your Health that you have already implemented or plan on implementing, what would it be?
exercise. That was one of the top things. So we did like fire starter questions on everyone
Mm-hmm.
that we interviewed that day.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the fire starter questions for everyone was, what is your go-to? Like, and everyone was exercise in
Mm-hmm.
one type, like in one shape or form,
Yeah.
exercise. Putting your body out there and exercising, walking, steps, gym, weight training, like
Mm-hmm.
everything was exercise.
That was probably a little bit of a wake up call for you then, because I know you're
Mhm.
very much someone that is on top of your health. You go to the doctor, you get your checks,
Oh my gosh.
you're mindful of your food and all of that. But then you had like this like block when it came to exercise, like a
I
mental
hated
block.
it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. I mean, like, I understand, like, I never want, first of all, I was embarrassed. Like, I don't want to go into a gym. I'm embarrassed to go in
Gym
there.
intimidation,
It's
common.
very intimidating. You don't know how
Mm-hmm.
to use the machines. You need help. Not everyone can
Right.
hire a coach. So
Right.
then you're doing the exercises wrong. You're going to end up hurting yourself,
Right.
right? So I was
Mm-hmm.
scared of all of these things, but I'm blessed to have something here. I have my son. So I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? Why am I going to not use him to help me do this? I'm going to do this. And then that's what, from you and everything that you've always told me, to listening to all of these people. I mean, it didn't matter if they were carnivore, whatever they all circled around one thing, and it was exercise.
Exercise.
So I was like, you know, like, why am I going to miss this opportunity? Like you said, 10 years
Mm-hmm.
from now, 20 years from now, I want to be the best version of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone should do this and eat the way
Mm-hmm.
that they feel most comfortable eating. And I think that everyone needs to go to the gym.
Yeah, the gym should be a universal language.
It
Everybody
should for
should.
everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
because
it's
if
not
you,
like the gym is so expensive, you know?
I have clients that are over in their 70s and they get their steps in. I have some
Yeah,
clients
you
in
told me.
walkers getting their steps
Yes,
in.
you
So,
told me.
so when I have these
Yeah.
clients come in and go, "Oh, I don't have time or my back hurts, I have an injury." I'm like,
Sure.
"No, no, none of that is a reason. We can work around it. That is the key to longevity. If you do not use your body, you're going to lose it. And you're
You're gonna
going
lose
to
it.
if you don't
Yeah,
want to end up in an assisted living facility at a very young age, then
yeah,
now is the time to
it's
do something
true.
about it."
It is so, so true. And I have a picture of myself, and I have cellulite all over the back of my legs, and my gut is hanging out. And I have to tell you, I have that picture taped to the inside of my bathroom cabinet bottom, and I
Oh,
open
yeah.
it and I look at it, and that is what helps me like
Yeah.
say like, this is what you
Do
gotta
this.
do. You
Yeah.
know, you gotta do it. Some people have it on the inside of their refrigerator, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have to see it. I have to see myself because I don't have that much cellulite anymore. I mean, I'm not in the top shape of my life, you
Right.
know, but I might just be there in about
Yeah.
6 months.
Well, yeah, of course, you're capable. You're absolutely capable, and you can do it without like over restricting or whatever. I mean, you came away from that conference, and I did notice, right? You definitely had like a spark, like you were motivated. You came away with like an excitement to like, you know what? You removed the block. Like I do have to exercise. So right there,
Yeah, I
that's your
have to.
return.
Yeah.
That is the return on you spending your time and going there. That's
Yeah.
if
I mean, I
something can.
learned, it's crazy. I
I
learned
mean,
so
if
much. It
anything
was amazing.
can give you that, then that it is worth it. Now, did you meet anybody? Was it kind of similar to KetoCon in that you saw a lot of people from social media, and did they live up to the
Just
hype?
a very like, not like, I did, but I didn't. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like those. It, I did see some for the first time, but it's not like it was like the people that I did meet, like Stacy, Keto, and Court.
Mm-hmm.
Like the very few people that I did meet that are big influencers,
Mm-hmm.
it was just so different. So just
Right.
it's hard to me to explain. Like they were there like every other person. They weren't there
Right.
like, oh, let me sign something for you because I'm an
Gotcha.
influencer and I have, you know. I think back then people went to show who they were. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm this person, you know. And does that make sense? Like
Yes, of course, a
they
hundred
were there to show
percent.
their stats, you know.
Yeah, and if like you didn't have like they pulled up your Instagram and you didn't have a very big following, they wouldn't give you the time of day.
Exactly. And this is so different.
Yeah.
Like a perfect example, Stacy, Keto and Court. It didn't matter if you had, if it didn't matter if you were just a regular person with no
Mm-hmm.
followers to a person that had 40, 50, 80,000 followers. She was talking to everyone the same. And
Mm-hmm.
then like Maria Emmerich, another one, like everyone, like those are the people that I saw that I knew,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like, but it didn't matter. Like even like Ben Greenfield was there.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking to everyone. Dr. Berg was there talking to
Mm-hmm.
everyone. Like
Mm-hmm.
it didn't matter who you were. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
was just talking to everyone. It was like it felt like a real community, but not for one thing. It was like they were a community for helping people however that person needs help.
I like that.
Like
Yeah. So it wasn't
like not like a
pigeonholed.
pushing community, like we're carnivore, you have to be carnivore to lose 500
Yes.
pounds, you have to do it this way. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's not how this
It's funny
was.
that you say that because I remember when we went to an event you were holding in Miami. and it was my cheat. It was a keto event. It was my cheat day. I was still keto back then, but I was just about to transition off. And I remember I even told you I had changed like my website and I was starting to
Yeah,
change my
yeah,
logo.
you were making the change.
But we all went to dinner, and Robin, who was the CEO of KetoCon, so everyone kind of was like, I ordered something that was like full carbs. It was like pizza or something like that. Like some of the people at the table were like, you're going to eat those carbs in front of Robin? I was like, yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. And then I know, and then it's like, as soon as I did that, I noticed some other people kind of like loosened up with their ordering or whatever, but it was so funny.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
and I feel like that was a lot of the problem from back then, and like I feel like this community is just so different. I think
Mm-hmm.
they're just here to help people however they need. That is me leading you into, I think you need to be at this event next year,
Mm-hmm.
not only as an attendee. I think that you need to be a part of this space. I
Yeah.
feel like the space is so open,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like change is I feel like everyone, like I love the way you and Mike do things. I
Mm-hmm.
love the way you and Mike portray yourselves on social media. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you are so real, and even though we're friends, I still
Mm-hmm.
feel like that. Even though before, when I didn't even know who you were and I was just following you, I just feel like you're a real person, and
Mm-hmm.
I I love the way you speak and you talk about food and all of the reminders of how to
Mm-hmm.
eat and what to eat and how to do things. I feel like this community would really enjoy having you and Mike part of the
Mm-hmm.
space because I feel like people love real people. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
No, it does. It does. And you know what? I have to
And
say,
couples, like you're a couple,
right.
you're a man and wife. So it's kind
Right.
of like you're the dream team. And there are a lot of couples out there that are suffering. One wants to do it, one sort of
Mm-hmm.
wants to do it,
Mm-hmm.
one wants a coach, but it's a man. She doesn't want a coach because he's a man. Or I
Mm-hmm.
just feel like you would fall into, I think this would be so good for not only the community, but for you and Mike. And I
Yeah.
feel like if the connection would be so good for you guys, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally open to it. Like I said, I feel like we meet our clients where they are. I don't try to put them into a box on a specific way of eating. What we like to do is help our clients, whether it's by themselves or in a couple, that's ideal. We like to help them figure out and find their groove in what their healthy
Right.
lifestyle looks like. Everybody's exact version of a healthy lifestyle is different, and that's
Yeah.
okay. I'm open to
Yeah.
people who, if they find love and success and joy in the vegan diet, vegetarian, carnivore, I've never liked to try to put people into a box. But one thing, the constants are, you have to have, you have to sleep, you have to get sleep, you have to drink water, you have to exercise, and you have to find a way of eating that is sustainable for you, that it's going to fuel
Yes.
your body properly, that's going to help you sustain muscle. In whichever manner you achieve those things doesn't matter, but we help our clients figure out the best routine to get them to achieve that. So it kind of will fit into any community, to be honest.
Exactly. That's why I think you and Mike would be so perfect as a duo, as a married couple, I just feel like, and to be honest, I feel like you would really enjoy being a part of this
Yeah.
space. It's
Yeah, I
like
definitely want to
nothing.
attend.
Yeah. Because you
So
might
what's
be
next?
living here by then.
I know. I'm hoping I will by the time I'm 50. That's my goal. So I have a year and a half. I have almost exactly a year and a half to make it happen. So I'm
See?
excited. But what's next for
Yeah.
you? What's next?
What's next for me? So I have some things that are happening right now that I I can't say it on here right now, but I will tell you when we're off here. But
Yeah.
I am going. So I connected with a few people at this event that I really enjoyed connecting with this one particular company.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it so much that I am hoping to do some big things with them. And
Wow.
yeah, and making it and making it a space for me as a separate entity, but under their same umbrella. That's what I'm
Interesting.
trying to do here.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
that
nervous,
when do you
and
think that
we have
announcement?
our
When do you think that announcement will come?
our meeting is tomorrow.
Oh,
Our meeting is tomorrow.
exciting.
So I am hoping, yeah, I am hoping that I hope that we walk away from this Zoom meeting with some logistics
Very
set
nice.
in
Well,
place.
we'll make sure to tag your social media handles and all of that in
Oh,
this
yeah.
episode stuff so that people can follow along and see what that is. And then also
Yeah.
as you continue, you're going to continue to be a part of the Hack Your Health, I'm
I am
assuming.
going to continue to be a part of Behavior Health, and I'm climbing on board with the team. I am super excited. So we're going to be working on Hack Your Health all year long, leading up until the event, which is going to be in Tampa in 2025. So we're super
Yeah.
excited. And then I have this other thing that I'm working on that I hope goes through, because I feel like it's going to change lives. And I am excited to be a part of it. And
That's very good. I love it. See,
I'm
so maybe
excited for you to be a part of it too, because
yeah, I definitely
I'm
think
going.
there's some capacity where I could see that happening for sure. And it's interesting to see how like maybe sometimes you can't predict the road that you went on, but isn't it crazy the crazy road we went on to even get like on this call
Crazy.
right now? You know what I mean? The
It's so
keto, like
crazy.
I was your keto coach, and then like you
Jeanine
brought
is
me into the keto
crazy.
space, and now you're into your Hack Your Health, and I've got my stuff going on. You just never know where the world is going to take you. My advice to people is just keep your options open and don't be so close minded, and just kind of go where the
Yes.
wind takes you a little bit.
Yes. Who would have thought, Jeanine, that this would happen? Even when I talked to you before, like before the Hack Your Health, I'm like, I'm not gonna do anything. Like like I was so like closed to so many
Right.
things, and then I opened myself up. I let myself do this,
Yep.
and then I don't know. I just like I have such a connection with just the other side of the Hack Your Health
Mm-hmm.
situation. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I wish I could tell you. Oh,
I
I wish
know.
I could tell
I
you.
cannot wait for you to tell
But
me.
I'm gonna fly to California, Jeanine, and we are gonna have you try something. And once I have this all set in place, I'm coming to California because I need you to try this.
Oh, well,
And we're gonna do this in the privacy of your home with Mike, and we're gonna do this, and you're gonna try it because it is amazing. And
perfect. And then you can come into the studio and we can do an in-person podcast
yes, we can do it in person.
because that will be the best.
Yes, and I can't wait to share this all
All
with
right.
you.
Well, thank you so much I can't believe we waited this long to finally get on a podcast together, but thank you so much. It was
I'm
juicy.
so proud of you,
It was
Jeanine. I think you're
juicy.
amazing.
We got some good little gossip out of it, but we also
Yeah, we
got
got
some
some
good
gossip. What's a podcast without any gossip, girl?
you have to have a little bit of gossip, and then the boring stuff, hacking your health and all that. No, but
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
really cool. I
yeah.
can't wait to see what you have going on. I know it's going to be good, and
Oh
I
my
can't wait
God.
to hear more about Hack Your Health. And we'll definitely, I got to get you in here in studio, and we'll definitely do this
Girl,
again.
I
But
want to come.
thank
I want to come to
you,
California to see you
and
guys before you
don't
are
hang
no
up because
longer.
don't hang up. I'm going to hit stop, but I want the real cheese made. What I
Okay, I'm excited. I'm giving it to you.